Parents trust that doctors have their children's best interests at heart and that they know best when it comes to their child's health. But sometimes doctors aren't always right. After giving birth 3 months prematurely, doctors warned one couple from Indiana that their baby boy had less than a 1% chance of survival. They had no reason to question the doctor's prognosis and prepared to say goodbye. Thankfully, however, they followed their instincts and decided to find another doctor. Hello, wonderful people. I'm Scott Leffler for WonderBot, and here is Premature baby miraculously defies the odds after given 1% chance of survival. For most new parents, the day their baby enters the world is the best day of their lives. However, for parents with a newborn that's either born early or born with a dangerous illness, it quickly becomes one of the worst and most terrifying days of their lives. For Daniel Braitz and Jess Novak, a couple from Wheatfield, Indiana, April 11th, 2018 should have been the best day of their lives together, as it was the day their son Rowan was born. Unfortunately, it turned out to be one of the worst since Rowan's due date was 3 months later. At birth, Rowan weighed just 1 pound and 6 ounces. According to his parents, Rowan was so tiny that he could fit in the palm of the doctor's hand. Because of how early Rowan had been born and how undeveloped he was, doctors warned that his chances of surviving were slim. After doctors examined the tiny preemie, they discovered something that made Rowan's chances of survival even smaller. According to Braitz and Novak, doctors explained that Rowan had a disease that left him without a properly functioning intestine. Braitz and Novak learned that Rowan had a condition that doctors called necrotizing enterocolitis, NEC. Rowan's doctors explained that NEC is a serious disease where bacteria gets into the intestinal wall, which then leads to small holes in the intestines. Once the intestines are perforated, waste and bacteria then begin to leak into the abdomen, which causes deadly infections. The couple learned that NEC is typically seen in babies and most often occurs in infants like Rowan that are born prematurely. Generally, only about 25% of infants diagnosed with NEC manage to survive the disease and go on to recover. Tragically, doctors told Braitz and Novak Rowan's odds weren't even that good because of the condition of his intestines and how prematurely he'd been born. Rowan's doctors determined that the newborn had less than 1% chance of survival and broke the news to the couple who had been hoping that their baby boy would miraculously get better. Before Braitz and Novak could even hold Rowan, doctors told them they should start preparing for the end. Without a small intestine, he could never eat. He would never grow. He was too small to hope for a transplant. It was a death sentence. Braitz told Fox News about the moment doctors explained just how dire and hopeless baby Rowan's situation really was. After being told to start planning their newborn's funeral, Braitz and Novak were absolutely crushed. They wanted nothing more than for Rowan to get stronger and healthier, but they were also starting to realize the reality of the situation. It was a hard balance. I wanted him to survive, Novak explained to Fox 59. We kissed him and cried, telling him how much we loved him and wished there was something we could do. After coming to terms with the reality of the situation, Braitz and Novak began waiting for Rowan to pass away. According to the couple, they hoped the day would never come, but simultaneously didn't want their baby boy to be suffering and in pain any longer. However, Rowan never passed away like doctors had warned them would happen. So at the end of those 2 difficult months, the couple decided to get a second opinion. Jess and I spoke at length and decided that he wasn't giving up, neither would we, Braitz said. Braitz and Novak reached out to doctors at the Riley Hospital for Children in Indianapolis and told them about Rowan's case. After doctors at the hospital accepted Rowan's case, the baby was flown by helicopter. Just 4 days later, Rowan was taken into surgery. During the surgery, doctors removed a section of dead bowel tissue from some abscesses. Incredibly, doctors also found a good amount of healthy intestinal tissue. A doctor told me they saw a lot of pink viable intestine, which was the exact opposite of what we'd been told. Braitz explained about the incredible moment he and Novak's hope was restored. She didn't understand why I was so dumbfounded by what she had just said to me. I was like, "You don't understand. The other hospital told us there wasn't any left," Braitz said. Over the following months, Rowan underwent further treatment and several more surgeries to help him recover. What was even more amazing to both Braitz and Novak was that the team of doctors at the Riley Hospital for Children explained they were able to save about 71 centimeters of healthy bowel tissue. While it was less than what most normal infants have, it was enough that doctors explained Rowan wouldn't need a transplant or suffer from short bowel syndrome. After 209 days in the NICU, baby Rowan was deemed strong and healthy enough to go home with his parents. Seeing him myself and knowing where he came from as far as how small he was and the issues he had had, in my heart, he's a miracle. He's an honest-to-God miracle, Braith said.